Pick up your phone. Open any app. Stream any video. Send any email. Make any purchase. Check the news. Call a car. Order food. At some point in that sequence, probably at multiple points, you just paid Amazon. You may think of Amazon as the website where you order things that arrive at your door in 24 hours. The place you go for batteries and books and birthday gifts. The subscription you keep because canceling it feels like too much effort. You are wrong. Not partially wrong. Fundamentally, architecturally, completely wrong. Amazon is not a store. Amazon is not a logistics company. Amazon is not even a technology company. At least not in the way that word is normally used. Amazon is the operating system of the modern world. Here is the statement that most people cannot process the first time they hear it. If Amazon's infrastructure shut down today, not just the shopping website, but the full Amazon ecosystem, the internet as you experience it would collapse within hours. Netflix would go dark. Airbnb would go offline. The CIA's classified data infrastructure would lose access. NASA's operational systems would be affected. Thousands of banks, hospitals, government agencies, and Fortune 500 companies would lose their data architecture simultaneously. Not because they all chose Amazon consciously, but because over 2 decades, Amazon has embedded itself so deeply into the foundational infrastructure of the digital world that most of the internet cannot function without it. Jeff Bezos did not build a store. He built a dependency. He built a system so essential, so invisible, and so deeply integrated into how the modern world operates, that opting out of it is no longer a decision most organizations, or most people, can realistically make. Today, we go inside Amazon's hidden empire. We trace every layer of the business you thought you knew, and reveal the architecture of the business you never saw. We decode the Bezos blueprint. And by the end of this video, the next time you open that app, you will understand exactly what you are looking at. To understand the true scale of Amazon's hidden empire, you have to start with the part of the business that most people have never heard of, and the part that generates more profit than everything else Amazon does combined. Amazon Web Services, AWS. In the early 2000s, Amazon was struggling. The dot-com bubble had burst. The company had survived, but barely. And in trying to scale their own internal technology infrastructure, Amazon's engineers built something remarkable. A cloud computing architecture so efficient, so scalable, and so reliable that it could support not just Amazon's own operations, but the operations of any organization on Earth. In 2006, Amazon made a decision that would change the technology industry forever. They took that internal infrastructure and offered it to the world as a service. You did not need to build your own servers. You did not need to manage your own data centers. You could simply rent Amazon's infrastructure, pay for what you use, scale instantly when you need to, and focus entirely on building your product. Today, Amazon Web Services controls approximately 33% of the entire global cloud computing market. 1/3 of all cloud infrastructure on Earth runs on Amazon servers. In 2024, AWS generated over $100 billion in annual revenue, making it by itself one of the largest technology companies in the world. And critically, AWS operates at a profit margin of approximately 37%. While Amazon's retail business runs on margins of 2 to 5%, AWS is a profit engine of extraordinary power. What this means in practice is that every time you watch a Netflix series, Amazon is collecting a payment. Every time you book an Airbnb room, Amazon is collecting a payment. Every time a startup deploys a new app, a hospital manages patient records, a government agency processes a security clearance, or a financial institution executes a transaction, a significant percentage of the time, Amazon is collecting a payment. Jeff Bezos did not just build a store. He built the world's most powerful landlord. the landlord of the digital world. A digital rent system so embedded in global infrastructure that the tenants, Netflix, Airbnb, the CIA, Goldman Sachs, have no realistic ability to move out. In the language of platform economy and big tech dominance, this is what strategists call infrastructure lock-in. And no company in the history of the digital economy has executed infrastructure lock-in at the scale, depth, and durability that Amazon has achieved through AWS. Microsoft Azure controls approximately 23% of the cloud market. Google Cloud controls approximately 12%. Amazon controls 33%. And that gap, built over nearly 2 decades of compounding infrastructure investment, is not closing. The invisible backbone of the internet is an Amazon product, and the world's most important organizations are paying monthly rent to use it. But AWS is only the beginning of this story, because while the world was focused on Amazon's cloud business, Amazon was executing an entirely different layer of its empire, buying the physical world, one acquisition at a time. Here is where the Amazon story moves beyond cloud computing, beyond logistics, beyond anything that a traditional retail company should be doing. Because Amazon, the company that started as an online bookstore, has spent the last 15 years executing one of the most aggressive and strategically coherent acquisition programs in the history of corporate America. And unlike Yahoo, which bought 57 companies with no coherent strategy, every Amazon acquisition follows the same precise logic. Identify the segment of your daily life that Amazon does not yet touch. Then buy the company that owns it. In 2017, Amazon acquired Whole Foods Market for approximately $13.7 billion, not because Amazon wanted to sell organic groceries, but because Whole Foods gave Amazon something AWS could never provide: 500 physical locations in the highest income zip codes in America. 500 stores, already embedded in the daily routines of exactly the demographic Amazon most wanted to own. They did not buy Whole Foods to sell food. They bought it to own your physical routine. The moment you leave your house, enter a store, and reach for a product. They wanted that moment. They bought it for $13 billion. In 2018, Amazon acquired Ring, the smart doorbell and home security company, for approximately $1.2 billion. Now think about what Ring actually is. It is a camera network, a distributed, consumer-funded surveillance infrastructure installed on the front doors of millions of American homes, feeding video data into Amazon's ecosystem. Amazon did not just buy a doorbell company. They bought a window into the front of your home. In 2021, Amazon acquired MGM Studios for $8.5 billion. MGM's library contains over 4,000 films and 17,000 hours of television content, including the James Bond franchise, the Rocky franchise, and the rights to hundreds of iconic cultural properties. Amazon did not buy MGM to compete with Netflix. Amazon bought MGM to own the cultural IP that makes Amazon Prime Video worth subscribing to, and to ensure that Prime subscribers have one more reason to never cancel their membership. Zappos, Twitch, PillPack, Audible, IMDb, Kiva Systems, the robotics company that now powers Amazon's warehouse automation. Each acquisition targeting a different segment of your daily existence: your shoes, your entertainment, your medications, your books, your job listings, your physical goods supply chain. In the framework of Vertical Integration 2026, Amazon's acquisition strategy is the most complete example in modern business history. They are not building a portfolio of investments. They are building a closed loop, a system where every dollar you spend, every action you take, every service you access flows through an Amazon-owned touchpoint. Amazon's total acquisition spend over the last 2 decades exceeds $50 billion. And each acquisition has been executed not for short-term revenue, but for long-term dependency creation. Amazon's goal has never been to be the biggest store in the world. Their goal, stated explicitly by Bezos in internal memos, has been to make Amazon so essential to everyday life that the question of whether to use it stops being a choice and becomes a reflex. Amazon Web Services owns the Internet's infrastructure. Amazon acquisitions own your physical world. But the third pillar of Amazon's hidden empire, the one that makes the first two exponentially more powerful, is something most people have never thought to consider. Amazon's data. Amazon has been collecting behavioral data on consumers since 1995. Nearly 3 decades of purchase history, search behavior, browsing patterns, wish lists, product reviews, and real-world shopping data from Whole Foods. 3 decades of data on what you buy, when you buy it, how much you spend, and most importantly, what you buy next. This is what economists and technology researchers call a data goldmine. And Amazon is sitting on the single richest deposit of consumer behavioral data ever assembled by a private corporation. They know you are pregnant before you announce it, because your purchasing pattern shifted 3 weeks ago toward prenatal vitamins and larger clothing sizes. They know you are about to move to a new city, because you started searching for furniture in a different zip code. They know you have a new health condition, because your medication purchases changed. They know what you need before you know you need it. This is predictive commerce, the application of machine learning and behavioral analytics to anticipate consumer demand with extraordinary precision. And in 2026, Amazon's AI-powered prediction engine has become so accurate that they have filed patents for what they call anticipatory shipping, the process of shipping products to distribution hubs before you have even placed the order. They are not waiting for you to decide. They are positioning your purchase in advance, because their algorithm has already calculated, with high confidence, what you are going to want. Amazon's logistics network in 2026 is the largest private delivery infrastructure in the United States. They operate over 1,000 warehouse and fulfillment centers globally. They own a fleet of over 70 cargo aircraft. They operate tens of thousands of delivery vans. And their drone delivery program, Amazon Air, is now operational in multiple U.S. markets, executing deliveries in under 60 minutes. FedEx was founded in 1971. UPS was founded in 1907. Amazon's logistics division, Amazon Logistics, was meaningfully launched around 2016. In less than a decade, Amazon has built a delivery infrastructure that rivals companies with a century of operational history. In 2023, Amazon delivered more packages in the United States than FedEx. Let that settle. A company that was a customer of FedEx a decade ago now delivers more packages per day than FedEx itself. And the competitive advantage behind all of this is not just scale. It is data. Because Amazon knows not just where to deliver. They know the optimal route, the optimal time, the optimal method, the optimal cost structure. Their logistics network is not a physical system running on trucks. It is a physical system running on the world's most sophisticated consumer data platform. In the framework of last-mile delivery dominance and AI-powered logistics, Amazon has achieved something no logistics company in history has ever achieved. A delivery network that improves its own efficiency automatically, every single day, because every delivery generates new data that makes the next delivery faster and cheaper. This is the flywheel, the self-reinforcing loop that Bezos described in his original business plan and has been executing on for 30 years. More customers generate more data. More data improves the product. Better products attract more customers. And every revolution of that flywheel makes Amazon's competitive position stronger, deeper, and harder to challenge. See you in the next case study. So we have mapped the empire. AWS, the invisible backbone of the internet, generating $100 billion annually and holding 33% of the global cloud market. The acquisition portfolio, Whole Foods, MGM, Ring, Zappos, Twitch, each one a deliberate claim on a different segment of your daily existence. The data infrastructure. 3 decades of consumer behavioral data powering a prediction engine that knows what you want before you do. And the logistics network, the largest private delivery infrastructure ever built, now outpacing legacy carriers with a century of history. Put those 4 elements together: cloud infrastructure, physical world acquisitions, data dominance, logistics supremacy, and you begin to understand what Jeff Bezos actually built. He did not build a store. He did not build a tech company. He did not build a logistics company or a media company or a cloud computing company, though Amazon is all of those things. He built a dependency architecture, a system designed not to win in any single market, but to make Amazon so embedded in the infrastructure of daily life that competing with Amazon becomes a fundamentally different question from competing with any other company. In 2026, Amazon's total market capitalization sits above $2 trillion. Its annual revenue exceeds $590 billion. It employs over 1.5 million people globally, making it one of the largest private employers on Earth. Its subscription service, Amazon Prime, has over 200 million members worldwide, each one paying an annual fee for the privilege of deeper integration into the Amazon ecosystem. 200 million Prime members, each one a recurring revenue source. Each one generating continuous behavioral data, each one embedded in the flywheel, buying more, watching more, using more AWS-powered services, shopping at Whole Foods, speaking into an Alexa device, receiving Ring notifications at their front door. This is what the Bezos blueprint actually looks like when you zoom out far enough to see the whole picture. Every product Amazon has ever launched, every acquisition, every infrastructure investment, every service has served a single strategic objective: make Amazon indispensable. Not the best option, not the cheapest option, not the most convenient option. Indispensable, essential. The kind of embedded that makes the thought of leaving feel like a disruption to your life, not a choice you are exercising, but a cost you would be paying. In the framework of subscription economy strategy and platform economy dynamics, this is the ultimate competitive position. Amazon does not need to win every battle. They just need to make sure that every time you consider the alternative, the friction of switching is higher than the discomfort of staying. And in 2026, as tech monopoly regulation debates intensify in Washington and Brussels, as lawmakers on both sides of the aisle look at Amazon's market position and begin asking whether one company should have this much structural power over the digital economy, Amazon's response has been consistent. They did not force anyone to depend on them. They simply built something better, faster, cheaper, more reliable. And they are right. That is exactly what they did. The lesson of Amazon, the empire blueprint that Jeff Bezos has been executing for 30 years, is not about retail. It is not about cloud computing or logistics or data analytics. Those are tactics. The strategic principle behind all of it is this: build the infrastructure, own the dependency, the revenue will follow. In every era of economic history, the entities that accumulate the most durable power are not the ones who make the best products. They are the ones who own the systems that other products depend on: the railroads, the electrical grid, the telephone network, the internet itself. Amazon has become the railroad of the digital economy, the infrastructure that everything else runs on. And just as the railroad barons of the 19th century built fortunes by charging every business that needed to move goods, regardless of what those goods were, Amazon charges every business that needs to move data, store content, deliver products, or reach customers online. You are not just a customer of Amazon. You are a participant in an ecosystem that has been architected deliberately, brilliantly, and over 3 decades of compounding execution to make your participation feel like a choice while making your exit feel like a loss. You are inside the empire. You always have been. The question is not whether Amazon will keep growing. At $2 trillion and expanding into AI infrastructure, healthcare, satellite internet through Project Kuiper, and autonomous vehicle logistics, the trajectory is clear. The real question, the one that regulators, entrepreneurs, and investors in 2026 are only beginning to fully articulate, is this: when a single company owns the infrastructure that the world runs on, who owns the world? That is the Bezos blueprint. That is Amazon's hidden empire. And that is what you are actually using every time you open that app. If this changed the way you think about the businesses that shape your world, subscribe to Empire Blueprint. Every week, we go inside a new empire and decode the strategy behind the scale, because the most important stories in business are never the ones on the surface. I'm your narrator. This was Empire Blueprint. Next week, we go inside the company that built its entire empire on making you feel like you are getting a deal. The psychology, the data, and the dark side of the world's most powerful retail brand.